Hey, hello, back out here in the shop again. I got a small part to make, and let's have a look at it. It's called a gas bushing. Second, let me tighten this microphone down a little bit. And it's 207 thousandths in diameter, 315 thousandths in length, and it's got this one has a 47 thousandths hole in it, and I need one with a 78 thousandths hole in it. And the hole's not that critical as the diameter and the length on this. And I've been doing everything I can on this Axelson, but this here, with the tiny drill and everything, and I want to hold it very tight, I'm going to use the Monarch 10EE. So we'll head over there and make this part. Okay, here's the setup I'm using for the gas bushing. And there's the little bushing down there. And I'm going to make it out of oil hardening drill rod, and I have a convenient size of 3/8. I'm going to have to take off a little more than 150 thousandths off the diameter. And I've got the drill rod mounted in an adjustable for radial runout collet chuck, 5C collet chuck with a hand wheel closer. Okay, it's really a solid setup for 5C, and I'm using a micro 100 brazed carbide tool. I don't use too many inserts on this. I use some positive inserts for boring bores, small ones, and 1/4 inch IC inner circle, and same with OD turning, except for I use negative rake on those triangular inserts mostly. I have a few other inserts, but mostly I use brazed carbide or make it on a tool and cutter grinder for the most part. Okay, I'll get set up so you can see me use this. And in the tailstock, I have an Erickson collet chuck holding the proper drill for the size, 78 thousandths. It's a numbered bit. So that's a 300 Erickson double angled collet. And you can see I'm grabbing the bit by the flutes, by the margins. You can do that with these collets. And that way it's very rigid and stiff, and I don't have to use a spotting drill to start it. Okay, I'll get set up. Okay, that should be an interesting angle. I'm in no big hurry. I'm going to make this a relaxing little session here. All right. Fire it up. Okay, I'm going to crank it up too. Let's see where we are here. Good. There we go. Okay, I got it at 2,400 RPMs. About that wax lube on there. I'm going to take about 150 thousandths, a little more off this. So I will zero it out. Right there. Just start knocking it off. Definitely more than long enough. That chip is nice and blue. Okay, I'll take another about 25,000 steps here. Looking good. Getting a little bit hot too. Halfway there, so. Not quite as blue as the diameter gets smaller. Let's see. Getting closer. Let's see, where are we? I think I can go that far. I'm feeding it at a 1/2 thousandths. And it's turning at about 2400. Okay, I'm going to feed it in 5 thousandths and crank it up a little bit. Okay, that's 2900. Watch, it'll stop in 2 seconds. Isn't that slick? Okay. Let's see where we are here. Hope you're all doing well today. It's pretty darn cold here, I'll tell you. Oh, I'm very, very close. I want it 207 and it is 217 and a half. I'm gonna dial it in 5 more thousandths. Start it up. I started at a low RPM and I ramp it up. It's a lot easier on things. Okay, it's about 3,000 there. I'm going to crank it in 5. Now we'll see where we're at. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. Okay, I'm gonna crank it in another 5. But you know something? I'm going to install this. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. I'm going to go by this. That's 0. Looks like that's going to slip a little bit. I need to tighten that dial up. Oop. I'm going to leave it at the 1, and I'm going to put it in 2,000ths depth. I should have adjusted that after I started it. Okay, I'll get it back and start it and see what it does. It might jump ahead. That'd be interesting. Let's see if it does. Slightly attempt. You see that? Okay. Ramp it up. That's 2,000ths depth of cut at about 2,800. Half thousandths feet. See, what's that looking like now? Oh. Okay, that's right where I want it. Just perfect. Okay. It helps to go with a dial indicator. Okay, I need a slight bevel there. I'm just gonna use a threading tool. Okay, crank it down. Yeah, this is quite a bit easier. That's all it needs. Been doing it on the Axelson. Okay, now for the drill. When you move the tailstock on a double E, you should lift it at the nose and the back. Okay. Ramp it up a little bit here. It's running at 400. I'm going to try it about 1200. Oh, looks good. Good start on it. Now this tailstock travels 1/8 of an inch per turn of the hand wheel. Now the Axelson in low gear turns 1/16, or travels, the quill travels 1/16 of an inch. That's the ticket right there. Okay, get the tailstock out of the way. I'm going to put a cutoff tool in here. Okay, I got a rule up here. Grab it. I'm going to leave this just slightly long, and if I have to, just touch it with a file. I saw people that are making these, and someone made a comment that you can't file the end of something like this straight. I should show how to do that. Because you can file the end of something straight like this. I think you need to move this out of the way. Oh, that looks real good right there. Okay. And the length is, set the travel dial, 315. And that's right there. Looks good. I'm going to lose that thing down that pile of chips probably. Okay. We'll start it up. Whoa, that's a little fast. You know what, I got that, let's look at it here. That's okay. I tell you what I do sometimes when I'm not using this lathe, I get the knobs a little bit, looking at them backwards. I use this lathe as little as possible, and that's why it's in as good shape as it is. I've had this over 20 years, and the machine's in excellent shape. Okay, I'm starting to cut into it here. I'm going to cut it off. It's looking real good. Let's see if I can catch it. Pretty hot. Ah. Okay. And there's the part. Just got to knock that little thing off there. And we'll see how it fits. Okay, here is the gas bushing mounted into the gas block, and it fits perfectly. It has to be so the stationary piston here will wiggle a little bit. If the bushing's too long, it'll jam it, and that's a problem. And having a tighter diameter makes it so it fits, and it's not too long because the block does not rock. Okay, that's done. I got much more to do in here. I'll get back out here when I can. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day working on that area for the surface grinder. Okay, you guys have a great day, and I'll be back.